So weather's been good and looks like it'll stay this way the entire summer. And typically, late spring and summer is sort of travel season for me and my family. And a couple of weeks back, my wife and I kicked things off with a quick 3-day trip to Quebec. As it was my first time in Quebec, I wanted to make sure that I find some time to go out there and take photos because you never know if I'll be back there again. We were just there for 4 days and 3 nights, so I decided not to check in any luggage and just have everything with me. And by that, I had two bags, a travel backpack, and a sling camera bag. For the sling bag, I used the Nomatic Peter Mckinnon 8-liter sling, which I bought with my own money. And for the travel backpack, it was the A82 travel backpack from Tomtoc, which they actually sent over to me for me to check out. But this video is not sponsored by them at all. Though I kind of want to take this time to show you some features of the bag and give you my honest feedback as well. Let's start with the camera bag. This is the Nomatic Peter Mckinnon 8-liter sling. I tend to not carry a lot of gear whenever I go on trips like this, so a sling bag is the perfect choice. I had some sling bag options but went with the Nomatic one because I felt like it's being neglected and wasn't getting too much use. 8-liter is a decent size to hold a camera, couple lenses, and some accessories, and these are what I have in this bag for the trip. Oh, before I show them, I just want to show some love to this latching system. This has been very useful when I was walking around and switching lenses, as I can just have the bag hanging on me and I can close it with one hand using the latch instead of zipping it up all the time like how other bags work. And here's how it looks like when I have the stuff inside. I had the DJI Action 2 over here inside the Speak Design pouch since I have this together with a ZV-1, which is recording this vid right now. I just have it on a pouch so they don't scratch each other. But this one now is a GoPro Hero 11. So quick story. For this trip, I took the Action 2 because I wanted to shoot the POV style video with my X100V while walking around Old Quebec. You can watch that video up here in the corner, linked it up there. However, during the trip, I realized how bad the battery life of the Action 2 was, especially when filming POV videos. And there's just no way to get spare batteries for it, so I sold it after getting back and then bought this GoPro for that use case. Next to the GoPro is a Sony ZV-1, which again is recording this overhead shot. I love taking it to trips as it acts mainly as my video cam. It is very small, you get a 24-70 lens, and that built-in ND filter has been very useful. I feel like cameras like this, or all cameras, should have built-in ND for that matter. Right here is my Sony a7 IV with a Samyang 75 1.8. It's been a bit over a year since I switched to Sony and got this camera and haven't had any regrets at all. For what it's worth, I was using Fuji for about 8 or 9 years before deciding to switch. I might actually do a review about my 1-year Sony experience, so if you like that kind of thing, make sure you sub. Now for the lens, I have the Samyang 75mm. I would be walking around with the X100V, which is a 35mm equivalent, and having a 35 and 75 combo for photos is amazing. Exactly why most wedding photographers would tell you that a 35 and 85 is like their bread and butter for most weddings. But this is not an 85, this is 10mm shorter, and that's because I have the Sony 90mm macro, and I don't want to spend money on an 85, which is very close to the 90, and I felt like this 75 complements my kit more, and price-wise, it was a no-brainer. Over here in the middle section are two other lenses, both Samyang, the 45 1.8 and the 18 2.8. These are the just-in-case lenses, and they are too small not to bring. So with these three lenses and my X100V, I would cover 18, 35, 45, and 75 focal lengths. And this is also what I love about Sony. And why I chose Sony over Canon or Nikon is their third-party lens selections. I got these three lenses for under $600. They are used, but for that price and the quality that you get, I will not even look at native Sony glasses. If you want to know more about these lenses and how good they are, check out Dustin Abbott's review about them. I'll have his page linked down below. And the mere fact that these lenses are getting compared to lenses that are twice or 3 times the price says something. Moving over to the pockets, I have this small rig multi-tool which basically comes with me all the time if I'm bringing my cameras with me. You'll just never know when you might need this, so better to have something like this at the get-go. And the other pocket has my AirPods Pro. No explanation needed. Inside the zip pocket, I have a couple of wiping cloths and my SD card case for the spare cards. You do get the small pockets for your SD cards, but I would rather have them protected in this case. Then you also have these pockets which are perfect for filters, but I actually didn't bring any since I planned ahead and decided not to use the A7 IV for any videos and have the ZV-1 for that task instead. That's pretty much all I have in this bag. One thing I felt like this bag was missing is a front or back pocket. Most sling bags have one, if not both, and this one doesn't have any. You do get this luggage passer in the back, so yeah, that's the Nomatic Peter Mckinnon 8-liter sling for you. So this is actually my first travel backpack. Normally when I travel, I use this Peak Design duffel bag for my clothes if I'm not checking in anything, or your traditional carry-on luggage. Let's start from the outside first. This is a 40-liter backpack, which is a good size to hold your stuff that you'll use for a few days. Size-wise, this will fit in the overhead cabin of a plane if you're flying, also TSA friendly and flight approved. Alright, I don't know much about materials for bags and all, but I'm gonna go over around the bag and just kinda show you what it has on the outside. It has nice YKK zippers all around. You get two side pockets that stretches a little bit and can fit water bottles up to 24 ounce or tripods. In my case, I used one pocket for this Mantis Pod Pro from PGY Tech, best mini tripod in the game, hands down. At the top, you get this nicely padded top handle, and you also have this pocket where you can put some smaller items like wallet, sunglasses, or your passport. The padding on the bag is really nice too, and very comfortable. And that is also the same for the shoulder straps. It is quite wide and felt nice carrying it around my back, even when it was fully packed. You also have this luggage pass-through, which all travel bags should have. One thing I didn't like about this is the side strap. Not only does it feel cheap, there's no padding, but the fact that you only get one side handle. Two side handles should be a standard by now, so that's one thing to take note of. Moving on to the front, there's this quick access compartment that can fit like an iPad mini or smaller tablets. I had my chest mount in here that I use to shoot the POV content, as well as this phone tripod from Quadlock. You can put whatever in here, and I kinda call this the miscellaneous pocket. To access the main compartment from the front, you have this zipper that goes around and gives you a full view of what you have inside. Now, I'm a packing cube kind of guy, so I have all my clothes in these two Peak Design packing cubes. The small one has underwears and socks, no need to show you that, and the medium one holds like 4 shorts, 6 shirts, all rolled nicely. And what's nice about these packing cubes is that when you have dirty clothes, you don't want them getting mixed with the clean ones, and unless you're doing laundry on your trip, you have this pocket to hold the dirty ones. Both of these cubes are expandable too, so you can really just put so much stuff in them. Then I have this Peter Mckinnon accessory case which holds the batteries and chargers for my cameras. I have batteries for the X100V, ZV-1, and the A7 IV, and here are the chargers as well. Keeps everything in one place nice and tidy. Over here is my Peak Design tech pouch. This one is mainly for other chargers and bricks. So I have this Ugreen 140-watt charger, which is a staple whenever I go on trips like this. It lets you charge multiple devices at once. This can also fast charge my MacBook Pro, so that's a plus. And for redundancy, I have another Ugreen brick, but this one is just 65 watts. Bunch of cables for charging. What's nice is that most of my stuff, if not all, can be charged via USB-C. That includes the dual battery chargers for my cameras, so these cables can be used for most of my gear. Then obviously, MacBook charger is in here too. I also brought this AOE Future cable set. These are very gorgeous cables that can be connected together to give you the length you need. You basically get a USB-C and a lightning cable from the set. Last thing I have here in the main compartment is this 3-in-1 charger from Pitaka. This is my charger for my phone, AirPods, and Apple Watch. I use this all the time when traveling since it has a very small footprint, and you won't even notice it in your bag. This part that charges the phone doubles as a portable charger too, so that helps when I'm walking around. At the bottom of the bag, there's this foldable flap that gives the bag its shape. You can keep it folded if you're just packing light and want to keep it small and compact. Let's flip the bag over and check out the back compartment. You get this clamshell opening, which I'm always a big fan of. Always loved clamshell designs for my bags. Over here, you get two pockets. The bigger one is a laptop pocket that can fit up to a 17-inch laptop. Currently has my 14-inch MacBook Pro in it, perfect size and incredible power. And the other pocket is for a tablet. Currently has my 11-inch iPad Pro in it. On the other side, you have this zippered mesh pocket. I have a couple SSDs so I can easily dump and back up my files at the end of the day. Also have this huge power bank from Static. Never really use it for the trip, but it's just good to have something like this, you know, the just in case ones. Then you might notice this red pull tab here. You pull it down, you get the same access to the main compartment, which I think is pretty neat since you have front and rear access if you need to. Though I feel like having another smaller pockets here would be nice. But hey, we're looking at a sub $100 bag. And for what it's worth, I think it's a really great travel bag. It might even be the best travel bag under $100. Alright, that is my 2-bag combo for this quick 3-day trip. As you can see, I can pack everything I need without the hassle of checking in a luggage. Now, everyone is different. What works for me might not work for you, but I hope you got some ideas from this video. And that said, if you got any questions, fire away in the comment section. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you guys in the next one.